What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing a little overview of the XR650L, talking about some of the aftermarket parts that we put on it and several little modifications that we've done. And then later on in the video I'll be doing a little side-by-side comparison of the XR650L versus the 450 CRF 450L, and just see a little speed difference, which one's faster, and by how much. So let's get started. So starting up front, we have a JNS headlight. It gives a little bit more of a revamped vibe to the classic styling on the bike. Then we have a Supermoto front fender from Pro Cycle, as well as some Moose Racing tie-down loops. They just tie down to the front forks and make it for a lot quicker for when you're loading it up in a truck, as you can see. And then as we're going down, we have, can't see it, but in here we have some heavier weight oil and heavier springs that we installed for my dad's weight. And speaking of weight, these numbers are significant because this is my dad's previous weight before this year, and so far he's lost 80 pounds. So we just put that on there as a reminder and to keep it off. On here we have the Excel Talon Supermoto wheels wrapped in Conti Attack SM Evos. These are awesome tires, as I've talked about in the past. Then we have a big brake kit in the front. Coming up top here, we have the Pro Taper handlebars, Husqvarna bend, and they are also paired with Pro Taper bar risers. And we have these Ram mount adventure mirrors on both sides. And they also have a 6-inch extension for people with wider shoulders. Allows you to have more visibility around your body. And also the Ram phone mount that just clamps to the handlebars right there. Then next we have our tank bag, which is a Wolfman tank bag, and it just attaches to the frame at several points in the front and then on the sides. And it's a nice bag. It's got a neat little clear front so you can read a map where you're going. We have the tail one in there because that's our favorite place to go. It's the tail of the dragon. Then moving to the back, we have a Pro Cycle license plate frame and rear tail light. Then moving down on this side, we have aftermarket air filter, and then under here we have a Shirai lithium battery. This is a pretty decent amount of weight savings with that. Then we also have the carburetor is rejetted for the pipe, and as you can see, this white suspension in the rear. This is a aftermarket Eibach rear spring for the heavier weight to even out the front forks and the rear forks that's set up for my dad's weight. And then while we're here, I want to talk about the front sprocket cover. This is the original front sprocket cover, and then I'll do a little show you what the original one looks like right here. And what we did was we dremeled and trimmed the plastic one so we can look and see the condition of the sprocket, and makes it a little bit easier to clean inside there. And then under this front cover we have a Fritzco front sprocket. This is an essential modification to do to any XR, as the original front sprocket does not have enough grip on the teeth of this shaft and can do some premature wear on the shaft, and eventually cause enough wear to where you'll have to replace that shaft, and that requires a lot of work. So if you buy this Fritzco front sprocket, it can increase the longevity of that shaft, so it's definitely a must for any XR owner. Then moving back, we have a aftermarket chain and Super Sprox 45 tooth sprocket, and with the rear XL Talon Supermoto wheel. And one thing I wanted to mention with the aftermarket Supermoto wheels, on this bike we didn't have to modify the kickstand, unlike the XR650L. Both the XR650L and the 450L do not require kickstand modification when converting to Supermoto. Then we have IMS pegs. Alright, now that we got the bike flipped around, we're going to do the other side. We got the Big Gun Evo R full exhaust. So a super loud exhaust. And one of the complaints was, this rear tip paint came off, which was kind of a shame. It's pretty lightly powder coated or painted, but yeah, that didn't last very long. Then we have a Z Carbon exhaust heat shield. Just protects your leg from getting burned. We have them on all the bikes, or we had this on the XR650L, and kept the original heat shield on the 450L. But with this one, we went with the Z Carbon one. It looks really nice. It's a carbon fiber, a little fancy. Then we have this rear shield for the rear brake. We got this to protect my dad's shoes. His shoes were getting really worn out from the bolts that were originally on here. So we put this on here, and it helped a little bit change the position so it's not wearing out his shoes as much. And then we have the loops, the Moose Racing loops in the back for tying down the rear. Works really well, and just a quick and easy tie down. You can see we have it on the other side as well. But just makes everything a little bit quicker and easier when it comes down to tying down the bike. And that is about as far as it goes for modifications on the XR650L. It's been an extremely reliable bike. My dad had one a long time ago, and we got this one back in 2018, and it's been great since. It has 11,000 miles on it. But yeah, put a comment down below what you guys think. What do you prefer in terms of supermotos? Do you like a classic like the XR650, or do you prefer the new and advanced XR450L? I think you guys know my answer, but it's really preference. My dad likes this 650 more. I like the 450 more. I think it's interesting, but let's go see. But let's go see which one is truly better out on the road. 2, 1. Yeah.